On September 23rd, a peaceful protest of police shootings sparked a debate of why. Why do we need this?
It is not assumed, it is not expected, and it is not the decorum in America that people that are brown or different are worthy. I'm tired of people telling me that if y'all just try harder, y'all just work harder, and y'all just do better, you can have more. It won't set up like that. Okay? You guys should start at the first floor. We dig it from under the basement. So I need you to understand.
To gauge the racial climate of my surroundings, I wanted to hear the why from every perspective. Enter a black man, black woman, white man, white woman, a biracial woman, and a man of my own ethnicity.
I'm not defined by my race, but my race does play a part in who I am.
You don't get to choose your race.
Everyone really of all races has a little bit of unconscious prejudice against other races.
I actually wasn't aware of racism as much because back home, it's not big. We all look alike, so it's not a big of a deal. Like, if you're dark Egyptian or like a slightly like light Egyptian, you're still Egyptian. It doesn't really matter much.
Whether you are taught at home the differences between colors and why there's differences or stuff like that, if you're not exposed to it at home, you're exposed to it at school, you're exposed to it on the bus, you're exposed to it by the media and the news. They form your perception of what color is.
I didn't know like you can divide music and culture into like black and white. I thought it was all American culture from the outside, coming from Egypt. I'm thinking, oh, this is America, and it has a Western culture. But I come here, and then there's the Latino culture, there's the black culture, there's the white culture, and they're all different.
Yeah, most of the time I feel like I'm expected to pick a side, but I try really hard not to, because I don't want to. I want to be good. I'm proud of that.
White privilege is basically the intentional and unintentional benefits that come simply just because of being white, that have nothing to do with your like skill set or levels or things like that. It's just simply because you're white.
I mean, what could there possibly be as a disadvantage of being white?
There are some disadvantages of being white in America because people are going to condemn you for everything you say, and the reason is going to be because you're white. And it's funny, you know what I'm saying? White has nothing to do with like your behavior. Black does not have to do anything with your behavior, right?
I just feel like people look at me like against my whiteness, like, oh, she's white, so she's privileged. Oh, she's white, so she gets everything she wants. That's not always how it works.
We as a black community have to make sure that we're not automatically having a negative attitude towards every Caucasian person that we meet.
You look at what a black person has been through, especially here in the South. I mean, it's hard not to assume that when you come across somebody white or whatever, that they're not racist.
When I was younger, like I used to have a real fear that I was going to be taken away from my mom, because my mom was white and I was not.
I didn't know that lives can be like separated by color too. So we separated culture by color. We separated music by color. So even lives now is going to be black and white and blue. This is ridiculous, you know?
The more tension that goes on with this whole racial thing, like the more it's like, okay, I can't be the only person in the middle because I'm going to get hit either way. So like, it's like I feel kind of pressure to either pick a side or like pick a group that I do look most like to fit in there, because you can't really just be the sore thumb in the middle, otherwise you're going to be attacked by both sides.
You know, I'm here thinking this school is really diverse, and they're saying it's not, and they're pulling up statistics of the average acceptance rate of whites versus other ethnicities, and it's kind of discouraging.
If you're in, like, let's say X group and you want more of X group at this, let's say, institution, you know, work hard and get into that institution yourself, and, you know, maybe have, like, so try and get some of your friends to do the same thing.
Oh, I assume that you're gonna, or I assume that you're illiterate. Oh, I assume that you're violent. Oh, I assume that you're a thug. Oh, I assume that you do drugs. So it's just like little things like that, and it's just terrible.
I feel like one of the best things that you can do to help fight that is to go out there and show people that, you know, you're not all the stereotypes that everyone imagines you as.
For everybody that is like, you know what, I'm uncomfortable with this group of people, start thinking like, why am I uncomfortable with this group of people? Is it because of what I've been taught? Is it things that I've experienced? And then go seek out this group of people that you're uncomfortable with. And I think you'll find a lot of times that if most people did that, like it wouldn't be a problem. 'Cause
So yeah, I believe that education is the key to solving racism problems or discrimination problems. Period.
I honestly think the first step would have to be genuinity. Like, just honestly being genuine and understanding that this exists, this is happening.
It will never be over as long as our country continues to hide the truth about what it really was like.
I don't really know if anybody besides the minorities care about it.
And the thing is, I'm afraid that we will never ever be able to deal with it. Never be able to deal with it because people don't want to fess up to things that they've done.
I would have to say the only place that I can imagine racism not existing is in heaven. Other than heaven, to be honest, I don't see it happening.
There will always be racist people, there will always be sexist people, there will always be people who are prejudiced, but it'll get to the point where, and I think we're fairly close to this now, we'll get to the point where it's a very small percentage of the population that has, you know, those sort of feelings.
All these people wouldn't act the way that they do if they didn't feel a perceived threat by the power of our community and our race.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing